I think we're ready. Go ahead and kick it
Right
off.
on. Yeah. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. This is our, I don't know how many of our bi-weekly AMAs at this point, but I hope everybody had a great Easter holiday. And if you didn't, sorry for you, but you'll have yours coming soon. And with that, we've got Human, Tan, and so today we're going to do some updates. Obviously, we've closed off on the tattoo competition. Everybody, feel free to jump in announcements. There's a Google form on there, and it's going to be open for a couple days, giving you the chance to have your say on what's your favorite design. You can comment on all of them, or you can comment on your favorites using the scale of 1 to 5 on the three different points. I think creativity, quality of the design, and your overall feel for it. And we're going to use that towards getting a good feel for the top designs within there. With that, we've got a couple updates coming on the tech side, and I'll leave it to you, Human, to get started on it.
Sure. So I wanted to first step in on the tattoo side and say, holy crap, you guys didn't make it easy. Very, very talented people in this community. I love all the art. So this is not going to be an easy decision. So definitely go vote for your favorite. Obviously, it's my body, right? So I will be getting last say on what appears on my body. But man, very, very good job. So give us some time to like decompress all that fantastic art. Dan, I saw you unmuting. So help me God if you bring something up about my butt.
Hey, you guys couldn't hear me, but I was saying that butt cheek's gonna look a lot better after.
Oh my God, I knew it. I do it, bastard. Yeah, so awesome job. Sick art. All of you artists that participated, whether you are the winner or not, I hope to God that when our marketplace rolls out, you will be creating collections because you're very talented, and Many Worlds looks to be a marketplace for artists to really, show off their stuff. Not just digitally render 100,000 different objects, but strut your stuff, sell your art online for real. So yeah, awesome job there. So for the rollout, let me talk about the team first. The team has had significant changes, right? You guys all remember the original team. We launched, and then things started changing, right? I think we all were under the assumption that we were going to be, multi-cajillionaires, in the first 17 minutes of trading. And then crypto winter struck us right in the chest. So naturally, there were people on the team that do have dedications elsewhere, right? I left my career for this, but that's not the same for everyone on the team. So a lot of the past few weeks, and heck, honestly, even month or so, has been transitioning to kind of a new team with elements of the old team, right? There's me, Tan, Duro, Walter still involved, but now we have Luckbox, Arexis, Not Spam, and a new person that I won't say who they are yet, but you know them, you love them, and in the next AMA, I'm very excited to announce their position on the dev team. Then, of course, we have Pixu, who is listening right now, probably laughing at how many times I've just said AGPR is, that's how I'm ending up on Fox and ABC, right? That's not magic. That's them doing their job. But we are organizing a marketing campaign specifically for the launch of the marketplace. That's something Pixu and I are working on. And we still are going to see, as this final result comes out, we'll have something to actually show to these celebrities and talk about getting their products listed on our marketplace. So all really, really exciting stuff. It's almost like a lot of the stuff we've been working on tirelessly. And truthfully, a lot of this was transition time, right? There has been a lot of transition time happening. We're not as far in development as I wanted to be, but I'm also insanely ambitious. Basically having zero money and building a team of internet strangers, we've accomplished an insane amount as a project. So that's really, really exciting. So we have big rollouts happening here in the next 4 to 5 weeks. Is going to be everything on the roadmap up to the customization platform. Okay, so the Many Worlds token converted completely to a DAO. The old daily drop wallet, which we have ceased that due to regulatory compliance concerns, and we will be converting that into a philanthropy DAO, because truthfully, the percentage that was transactional for philanthropy is really small, in terms of current volume. So even if we did do all of that, we would have donated like $42. Just does not seem too great for philanthropy aspects. So the lottery wallet that is public facing, all of that funding is 100% going to philanthropy. The only reason it's just sitting there is because the philanthropy DAO has not been created yet. But as soon as it is, you will all have access to that funding, and we can begin voting where we want to send that first payment to. Same thing with the marketplace. I gave updates on the marketplace. 50% of the proceeds go to level 4 rewards tokens, and the other 50% go into the marketplace DAO. So basically, to paint the picture of the marketplace and the DAOs and the way Many Worlds works with these many different worlds, is the leveling system on the core token is how we integrate with all of our other parts of the ecosystem. So there will basically be a DAO for every piece of utility that we deliver. So if you're interested in the marketplace, well, then you'll want to have a say in the direction of the marketplace. If you're interested in philanthropy, then you'll want to have a say in the direction of the philanthropy. Right? This continues throughout all the utility that we will continue to release over the coming years. There will be a DAO formed up, explaining it, and giving you access to whatever you need. However, the core Many Worlds token will always be a part of that DAO. The marketplace is a good example of that, right? Because while the marketplace is going to be run by a DAO that has nothing to do with the Many Worlds token, the other half of the proceeds from the marketplace will go to level 4 reward holders, level 4 holders of the Many Worlds token. So it's the same thing. Every piece of utility that generates proceeds will basically go to whatever level is decided upon by the DAO, will go to the holders of those tokens, and then the rest will go into this newly formed DAO that gets to control all aspects of that piece of utility. So that's basically the DAO concept and what we're working towards. So the philanthropy DAO, the marketplace DAO, the marketplace itself, the on-ramp, the DApp, the dev team onboarding for the new members. I feel like I'm missing something. Well, if I am, I'm sure I'll be reminded. But that all is looking to be done in the next 4 to 5 weeks, all of it. We've already started, like I said, Pixu and I and AGPR, we've already started towards a marketing campaign for the launch of the marketplace, but we're going to need your help, right? This will be the first time that there's actually, real utility. And this marketplace, we want everyone finding every NFT project that they can and showing them why they should list on here. My main focus, it's been working out so well. I have probably around 7 to 10 projects so far that are going to list with us. And you guys could be doing the same, right? It's not because I'm, the lead dev or anything like that at all. I'm just taking initiative. Feel free to do the same. If you have your own NFT project, or you know people with NFT projects, or you find a smaller NFT project with 1,000 members or so, just reach out. Tell them about our marketplace and it's coming up and what we've been doing here and how clever the token is. And see if they won't be interested in listing, because that's going to be a lot of the marketing for the marketplace, right? The more people that use it, the more it'll get used. So really exciting. It's almost like we've been in this just development, build, and organize phase for what feels like eternity. But in the grand scheme of things, this project isn't even 6 months old yet. So it may feel like forever, but it certainly has not been forever. I think that's about it on the tech side. Oh, no, let me answer all of Krish's questions. Krish, are you here? I don't see.
No, I don't see him on the call.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
He said he would listen in later when we post the recording.
Okay. Yeah, sorry if I sound like I'm all over the place today. I am indeed all over the place today. So forgive me if my thoughts aren't super organized. It's been a heck of a day. Things are going really, really well on the dev team side of the house. The people that we have involved now and the amount of experience that's here from a development standpoint is just so exciting. I'm biting my tongue not talking about it, but so to give the idea of the roadmap, which I promised I would deliver and I have yet to deliver, so I do apologize on that. All of what I just mentioned is happening in the next 4 to 5 weeks. Immediately following that, we're going to make sure the infrastructure is good. We're going to make sure everything's working great with the DAO. We're going to make sure that the on-ramp, there's no issues, all of these things. And then we're going to immediately start developing the customization platform. I guess there is an update on the on-ramp. Some people were asking. There were a few. They sent us a bunch of documents that just seemed wildly inappropriate for the level of involvement that we have on this. Turns out we were right. Those documents were wildly inappropriate for our level of involvement. So they have since rescinded the initial request. And just today, we got the new documents that need to be prepped. So we're going to do that this week. And we should be doing live on-ramp tests with real fiat by the end of this week. If all looks well, our on-ramp should be live. Version 0.5, right? Don't get excited. This isn't an earth-shattering piece of software, right? It's version 0.5. Should be live as early as next week. I hate giving deadlines and timelines in anything in the tech world. I hate it more when it involves traditional banking, because there is no way to tell you how fast or slow the traditional banking system is going to move. So that's my expectation. That's what I'm pushing for. And that's what we're working towards, is to have live transactions starting next week. But we will see how that goes. So the next 4 to 5 weeks, all those things will be delivered. And then we immediately start on the customization platform. So let me get into Krish's questions. And I'm sure a lot of people will want to know. From the Solidity audit. So why rewards distributing threshold is set to 1.5 million many. That is a threshold that was decided upon by Walter, Sven, me, Tan, based on...
And math. And just math.
And just math.
Yeah. So one of the reasons that threshold was picked is because we just had to pick a threshold where the gas fee made sense. So you didn't want to execute a transaction for every tiny bit of Many Worlds tokens, but you also didn't want to wait so long that you had a stockpile building up. So that was kind of seen as a really good balance to make that gas efficient to a point where it would work effectively and with regularity. And that was based on all the data that we had at that time. So, and it's working out pretty well, because if it's any less than that, you don't want it to execute and you don't want it to build up to any more than that, or significantly more than that. So yeah.
Segue as to where we're at right now, right? Some people have been asking, why haven't the rewards fired off? Two things. One, I mentioned it at either the last AMA or the AMA before, but we are migrating the distributor on chain. So please do expect some turbulence in the rewards distribution until that is complete. The dev team, all the developers, we have a meeting with Walter tomorrow to go over the progress update. And truthfully, Walter has been the largest key player in the distributor. So tomorrow, the whole dev team is going to get a rundown on that so that we can also help participate and expedite that process. Every time the distributor kicks off, it costs around $250 regardless of how much is in there. Okay, so we're talking $250 per week. That's $1,000 per month just to distribute funds.
That's $1,000 of your money. So, the more gas efficient it is, the more money that ends up in your wallets. And, if things go as planned and the marketplace is very effective and we get businesses to start accepting many worlds and using a payment processor that uses many on the back, then that $1,000 can become $2,000, $10,000, $20,000, $50,000. Every single time we run it, it's quite costly. So that's another area where we just want it to be extremely gas efficient, keeping volume in mind.
Yeah, there's around $900 or so in that rewards wallet right now, and it would cost $250 to run it. And we can, right? And this is why I want to get the DAO formed as soon as possible. Because I'd like the DAO to make those decisions in these early days until it's on contract. And then there's nothing we can do about it, right? At that point, we just need to feed it the amount of money it's required to function. And there's nothing we can do once that happens. But in these early days, I'm trying to preserve as much of that. Because if you look at the Ops wallet, we don't have a lot of money left, right? We've never really had a lot of money to begin with. And there isn't a lot there. Right. And after the marketplace is complete, developer costs are paid out of there. Marketing fees are paid for the marketing campaign specifically geared towards the trading post. There's not going to be a lot left at all. Right. The marketplace will then be the generator for the Ops wallet. But I don't want to be just spending a bunch of money to distribute rewards, but if that is what you guys want to do, if you want to keep those weekly rewards regardless of the cost, let's do it. I have no problem doing that. I just this will all be much easier when the DAO is fully functional. Testing on Snapshot is going really, really well. Don't seem to have any negative feedback regarding it. So once we have that set up, then these are the types of things that we would vote on. Do we manually kick off the distributor by sending it the $250 it needs? Or do we continue tweaking and let those funds stockpile? So yeah, that's the update on the distributor. And I wish I had more, but I will have more after tomorrow with the meeting with Walter. So we'll go down. Actually, Tan, do you want to take the second question about the newly created LP token stored in the owner's wallet?
Yeah, absolutely. So from the initial pre-sale and pink sale, there were automatic LP token locking. So all of those funds went into the liquidity pool, and liquidity pool tokens were created and sent into the pink lock, or sent into pink lock. So after that, there are also transactionary funds being deposited into the liquidity pool. Those create new liquidity pool tokens, LP tokens, that are sent to the owner's wallet. So once those go into the owner's wallet, it's then up to the wallet owner to lock them up for a period of time. There is a small amount there, and Human and Sven will need to determine when those get locked up and the future plans for it.
And I just spoke with Sven today. As you all know, Sven has rotated off. He's working on his own life, but we still communicate, and we are talking about those LP tokens and how to transition that to the DAO, transfer that owner's wallet to the DAO so that it can make decisions. Okay, so the third question. Users can also process their claim at any time. That is true. Any one of you can go process your rewards right now. There is a function on the contract. If you go to BSC scan and you look at the Many Worlds token contract, right? You click the tab that says contract. Then you click the tab that says write contract, because you're writing a call, right? You're not just reading from the contract, you're actually calling a function on it. If you look in the write contract functions, there is a function number 15, called manual claim rewards. Now, if you're connected with your wallet and you write that, then you will get your rewards distributed manually. Now, I will say, I personally do not know anyone who has tried this function yet. I don't know that it works as expected. So if someone does go to try it, please let us know. This is a part of the DApp that we're working on building so that when you click claim my rewards, it calls this function, but we are not there yet in terms of development. If you do want to go claim it though, go to BSC scan, look up the Many Worlds contract, click write contract, and then make sure your wallet is connected and click the write button for function number 15, called manual claim rewards. That function should be open to anyone and everyone. If you do have an issue with it, please let me know. That would actually be really helpful before we integrate it into the DApp, if there are people kind of testing that functionality ahead of time, and we can get some results there. Okay. Number 4, the owner can prevent any user from sending or receiving tokens at any time. The owner can include or exclude any address from fees at any time. Why absolute powers to the owner? I mean, how can they exclude someone rewards simply if they wanted? Yeah, this is all very true. We have an insane amount of power over this contract. Now, the reason for that is because this was always meant to be a DAO in these early stages. I completely understand why that would be concerning. If I was looking at a new project and they had this level of control over the contract, that would throw a ton of red flags for me too. But it is true. We do have the power to do those things. We could blacklist a wallet. We could stop a wallet from receiving rewards. We could exclude. The reason for excluding fees, that one is more on our end. Like if we have a marketing wallet, right? We don't want to be paying marketing and having taxes come out of that, because those are funds specifically for Many Worlds. So it doesn't make sense to tax those when we're trying to pay bills for the token. But if you're thinking of it from your perspective, then yeah, I could see how it'd be concerning that technically we can do that to your wallet as well. We won't, and the DAO will have control over all of this, and we'll be able to just completely get rid of the contract or completely renounce ownership if they wanted to, and make it so that no one has access to these functions. But this functionality exists because a lot of things needed to happen off-chain for us to make this thing happen as quickly as it did. And as we migrate a lot on-chain and into the DAO environment, those powers slowly dwindle. And any remaining powers will be in the hands of the DAO. So yeah, to address that point further, entrust in the team as they have notable control in the ecosystem. How much this notable control mean? Well, that actually goes back to question number 4. That list of items that we can do, Krish, is that notable control that they are referring to. The liquidity tokens, we took that, number 6. And then the main goal of the project is to traverse between many metaverses, right? Okay, so yeah, and then he goes, oh, that's right, people probably won't see this, so let me read the full question. Will other metaverses agree to this? Will they give permission? What if we don't find partners for NFT or metaverse movement? So yes, we are about 30 to 40% through the full vision of Many Worlds. right? These early stages are about organizing and getting everything in place so that it works as expected, and setting up the utility one piece at a time, right? Deliver a piece of utility that's usable, build upon it until we get to the final goal. The final goal, the best way I can do it is by example. You've never heard of Many Worlds. You have no idea what it's about. You decide you want to create a new project, whether it's a token, an NFT, video game, a play-to-earn game, a comic book, anything really that you can think of. You would start by utilizing the Many Worlds trading post, right? And on there, you have a default character. So if you create a new project that has raccoons as the base character, you would have this base raccoon, okay? Now you put that base NFT out there to the world, and artists will come to start creating different accessories, right? Whether they make a hat for it, glasses, a jetpack, whatever it is. Now when you go as a user, you buy this default raccoon character because you think it's really cool. You then buy a cool pair of sunglasses for it and a jetpack. When you customize it, it's going to overlay those images into a singular image and mint that. So that custom NFT now belongs to you, right? That's the stage we're starting to build now, this customization platform, right? Where that leads to now is, let's say that raccoon project decides they want their own metaverse, okay? Or they want their own video game. Well, now that they have these custom NFTs, we can inject those NFTs into their metaverse, right? Now, they don't have to. And I know that's the question about, well, what if no other metaverses agree to this? What if we don't find any partners? What if just no one is interested in having custom avatars inside of their metaverse? I can't foresee that being the case, but let's assume that is the case. If that is the case, then Many Worlds will have its own metaverse. And we will have a metaverse that everyone can inject the assets that are customized on our platform into this singular metaverse. Maybe we make it something like just initially a social gathering place, right? But it'd be still pretty darn cool if you have your own custom bit from Many Worlds, right? And you can float around our metaverse, but then you also see this raccoon with a jetpack running around. Or you see Shiba Inu, right? Imagine if Sheeb was involved in this, or whoever, right? And you have all these different characters from all these different ecosystems in a singular metaverse. Now, that would require more development from us to build our own metaverse, and I think we're headed that way anyways, because as much as Many Worlds, we want to connect as many ecosystems and as many metaverses as possible, we do want to build out our own ecosystem too. Right? We do want our own thing as well. But our own thing is Many Worlds, which is about connecting everyone. So our own thing would actually be an amalgamation of everyone's thing. So I hope that answers the question and provides some clarity on the Many Worlds vision, where we're headed. I think once the customization platform is opened and running, I think a lot of people are going to see what we're really trying to do here. It is a little bit difficult to explain. But I think a lot of where the market is going to come from is you have a lot of NFT projects that never become more than an NFT project. But by listing with our trading post, and by having our customization platform, and by having the Many Worlds team to work with, you can take an NFT project to an entirely different level than you ever anticipated, right? So this is a really, really good place for NFT projects to list, because there is way, way more than they can do. They may have the coolest, most badass art you've ever seen, but if you list to OpenSea or Vivi, well, Vivi's gone. If you list to OpenSea, you're lost in the open sea. You are just another piece of art floating around. You will never be more than a piece of art, and you will hopefully gain traction somehow in that sea of users, and then maybe have enough money to begin further development of your project. Whereas on the Many Worlds trading post, the entire idea is to be bigger than just an NFT. Use NFTs for more than just art, because non-fungible tokens and the ideas behind them piss me off, because so many people look at NFTs, oh, it's just art, I'll just take a screenshot. Shut up. It's not just art. A non-fungible token is digital ownership. It's a really, really important part of this blockchain technology, and it's going to be used in many industries, from medical records to domain name services to you name it. NFTs will play a pivotal role in a lot, right? We're just taking those first steps on the more entertainment side, because that's always where a new industry starts. It always starts for fun and then figures out how to be used for real. So we're basically the trading post that says you're not just an NFT. You're not just a piece of art. There are options to customize. There are options to integrate. And heck, we'll even help. If we really like your art, we're like, damn, that's really, really cool. Well, us as a DAO, we can vote on that. Be like, hey, do we want to offer some development support to this specific project and help them grow out their ecosystem? So that was a bit of a rant there. But I think it's important, because I know our vision is big and robust and not common. I can't just come up here and say, hey, we're going to have an NFT marketplace and then a play to earn racing game in the next 3 months, right? Like, I can't do that, because what we're doing is much bigger and it's very different than a lot of projects. So I hope that makes sense. If that doesn't make sense to anyone about that vision, feel free to ping me, or, have a conversation about it, the ups and downs. And I guess the most important part about that is it doesn't matter, because that was my original vision. And that is what I'd love to see for Many Worlds. I think there's a lot of potential going the road that we're going. However, once we are fully integrated into a DAO, which is very close, you guys very well may just vote to go a completely different direction than the original plan, right? So I laid out my vision of what I hope we continue to work towards. But if the DAO disagrees or sees a better opportunity, then that's where we will start heading after this marketplace. Woo! I'm out of breath. I'm going to take a break. Does anyone else want to talk?
You've definitely done your fair share.
Did a good job, but
And I think that's a lot of information for people to absorb as well. And kind of brings us from where we came to where we're going as well. So definitely a lot to absorb. Probably want to hit rewind a couple times, guys, and listen to this again. Let me have a look and see if any other questions came in.
Yeah, I'm definitely happy to clarify a lot of, like, I'll probably when the DAO's fully converted, I'm going to submit a proposal the way that'll kind of set the framework for future proposals as well. So I'm going to submit my proposal for the next step following the marketplace, which you all know is the customization platform. But that will be the first big DAO decision. You can vote down the customization platform and we can go a completely different direction. But I'll submit that proposal, and then everyone will kind of get a taste of what it's like to submit a proposal to the DAO, have a discussion about it, and then eventually move to a vote.
Yeah, and for anybody who hasn't had a look, there is a completely separate category called Many DAO, and that's where all, whether it's reviewing proposals or doing research on proposals will be discussed, voted on, and then inevitably the decisions from those DAO votes will be in as well. I was also curious, Tan, if you had any comments or thoughts on what Human said while Human is getting a well-deserved break.
No, he wrapped it up really, really well. I don't know what I would add to that. So the only thing I would add is right now the team is stronger than ever. We've got essentially, I think the combined total of 75 years of engineering experience on the team now, whereas before we didn't have as much engineering experience. So it's kind of taken a turn to where the team became more of a traditional crypto team, which is a good thing. Um, so I would look at the new additions to the team and maybe, some of the people that have stepped back into their non-crypto lives as a good thing. And that's where I'll leave it. I really do think this team right now is the strongest that it's ever been. And with the ongoing recruiting, it's only getting stronger.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. When this first started, I can't even begin to express how difficult the early phases of this project were. A lot of us were new, very new, and a lot of us weren't even crypto or engineer focused, right? We had a lot of business professionals, a lot of people that understood the process of making a business work. But from the technical standpoint, we had only a handful of people that were capable of doing it, and they were working day and night to make this happen.
And then, and they can't work day and night forever. So even that handful of engineering talent that we did have, their capacity became more and more limited as time went.
Exactly, right? Like even, Tan, I know people have been asking, where Tan's been, but there's two things about that. One, we're in a heavy engineering phase of the project, right? Most of what we're doing right now is coding and preparing marketing. So Tan helps on the marketing side, but
Yeah,
there
and
isn't.
I did send over this really useful code that made a website that said "Hello World." Turns out they didn't think it was that useful, so I've kind of let them take over the engineering front, and
It was the
and you're
best
in.
DM though. Tan's like
Yeah,
in our engineer chat and he sends this hello world code snippet and we're like, okay, thanks, bud. Tan
but
left the
yeah,
chat.
you guys are in really, really good hands when it comes to engineering. Like, these guys are it. And the team is only expanding and getting better. And with the things that are coming up, the things that are being released in the next few days, um, it's
Weeks.
just that they need each other more than they need me. And sometimes you've got to know when to let them do their work, when to just take a step back and let them do their thing. And this was one of those moments. So again, you don't see me for a good reason. It's because the engineers are focused on what they have to do. They are the best people to explain to you what they are doing and what they're planning to do. And we kind of have to take that as it comes.
Yeah, and that's a great point because Hum and I were talking earlier today, and that was one of the things I mentioned. With the lulls, it there's a time for marketing, there's a time for tech, and I've come to realize myself, even being involved with the community side of things, there aren't sometimes the silence is good because it gives us an opportunity to build up to what's coming. And it's a great time to also plug, this is where we could use people's help with, preparing for future marketing, preparing for the future, growth of our community and all of the other areas that are involved with it. We need your help just as much. I will suffer from burnout and other people will. I always say it. I don't know how Human does it, whether it's, intravenous injection of monster energy or whatever it is. He's got a different level. Not all of us can operate on that. So we need your help just as much on the marketing, on the community management side. And if anybody thinks that they have any form of tools, we need your help and we would love to hear from you.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I also want to talk about there is a big difference between hype and excitement. Hype is fake, right? That's why it's hype, right? You just hype something up. Things do not live up to the hype more often than not. Excitement is real, genuine interest in what is about to come. And I hope we start generating some excitement about the marketplace and customization platform, not only internally, but externally as well. So to Matt's point, yeah, it's great to have, a hype man, a front man, a somebody to lead that charge in the hype, but like, it's fake, right? Now, when there is something to hype, right, like the launch of the marketplace, we need to hype and shill the ever-living hell out of that because it's not fake, right? We're going to hype up this thing, and that hype will convert to genuine excitement as people realize that they're going to be receiving half of the profits that this thing generates. That is a lot of money to be made. I mean, if you're doing millions of transactions, millions of dollars worth of transactions every year, or more, right? Like if God, we ever get to the level OpenSea's at, I mean, that's a big dream, but it's not an impossible one, but it is a big dream. But getting to a level, or heck, half of that level, and knowing that half of those profits belong to you and the other half go back into the business from a DAO, that's truly unique. That's truly interesting and exciting. So I think it's good if people start really getting through the idea that there are developers on this team, but we are all the dev team, right? Like this project will be as successful as we all try to make it. So in these slower periods, whatever tools or skill sets you have, if you're a writer, contact Matt, right? Look at our we still don't have a roadmap out. Why? Just because we're all over the place, right? We're trying to get a lot done. But if you're a content writer and you're looking at the website and you say, hey, I think this content could be better, that's great. Come write some content, right? It's a little difficult when sometimes, we get a lot of feedback like this needs this needs that, but it's not followed up with here's how I can help. So try to get that here's how I can help mentality, because this is your project. This is your ability to make income based on how well the DAO performs. So the more we have working towards that goal, the better. So once this marketplace is up, you're going to see me in a very different light, because I will be taking a pause between the marketplace and the customization platform to worry solely on marketing and hyping the marketplace and getting it known and used, and then back to the dev cave for the customization platform. So you'll see a shift from myself in the coming weeks here, and I hope everyone is ready to shift with me. So I think we should get to the questions here. I do have a meeting with the team that's working on the marketplace in about 10 minutes, so I'd love to get through these last questions. So Gustav,
you want me to go ahead and ask the question for you?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, no worries. So Gustav had a question. They have one friend who is a NFT maker, and they're interested in posting on our NFT marketplace. And they want to see if we can create a chat for us as the community members to get to know NFT artists. I think this is one that I can probably answer as well. And the answer is yes, absolutely. We have also many follow many. So if anybody has a Twitter and they're looking to get to know some of the active users on the Twitter world or the TikTok world, you can post your link in there for your username, and people will follow you and follow your content. And absolutely, I think we can absolutely create a NFT artist and somewhere where they can post their art, myself included. I would be interested in doing something like that, because I
fantastic. Matt, let's set this up today. Let's have this.
Yeah.
This is an immediate yes. We should absolutely have this. If you are an artist or you know an artist, then you are or you know an NFT artist, right? Like there's so many talented artists out there, so many of which you probably know. You probably have friends that draw and they do this amazing work, but no one knows about their work, right? This is a great opportunity for them to get more exposure on their work. So yeah, I think that's a great idea. Have a channel for artists to start talking and showing off their collection and what they're going to be listing, and how many they're planning on minting. And if they have questions, maybe they're an artist, but they don't know NFTs much. This is also a chat where they can ask like, okay, well, what does minting really mean? How do I know how many I should mint? Right. And we can kind of help them go from artist to NFT artist. So yeah, I think that's great. And I have 11 more minutes, so let's Isawu. Can we do Smo and Chewiscript's questions and then get Isawu?
Yeah, absolutely. So Smo's question is there any marketing being planned? I understand you're taking your time, but it seems like it's being slow walked until there are more tangible assets progress. Are they wrong?
They are not wrong. That is precisely what is happening, and it is precisely intentional. We have a very limited budget, and we can just market the token, but I just don't know how well received the leveling system of what we did here would be by the broader market. I think it's amazing. This leveling system is incredible. What we did with our tokenomics is incredible and unique. But I just don't think personally it's tangible enough to risk large sums of money on marketing that. I do think the good move is to slow walk, organically grow, build things out, make sure our infrastructure is sound. All of our devs are on the same page. Everyone has the appropriate access to everything they need. Any hiccups that we have, like look at the distributor, right? That hasn't fired off. And the core community here knows why, right? But outside looking in, you'd be like, what the heck is going on here? Right. So I don't want to bring or try to bring a ton of new people into an environment that's not 100% ready for them. So yeah, slow walking, building. Yes, there is a major marketing campaign currently being planned for the launch of the marketplace, because the launch of the marketplace, when the marketplace launches, that means the on-ramp, the DAOs, the DApp, the distributor, all of those things will be done before or at the same time as the marketplace. So the marketplace launch is going to have a specific marketing campaign as big as we can do. And the community, you will be here helping, and we will be hyping that to all hell. Because yeah, that will list basically the first 30% of the Many Worlds vision will be on the market and able to be used. And then we'll go also right back to our dev case.
Yeah. And also the marketing initiative and the strategy there reaches well beyond just the budget, right? We have more than just a budget. We also have connections that we've built and that we've brought into Many Worlds. So a part of the strategy is to reach out to artists and NFT projects and convince them to list on the Many Worlds platform. And right now we're brainstorming a lot of ways to incentivize them to do that. And for every project that does list, it's immediate exposure to their community, and it's piggybacking off of their marketing as well. So, and that's just a part of the strategy. The strategy kind of outreaches, it tentacles into many areas, and that's one of them. So I don't want anyone to think, limited budget means limited marketing. It absolutely doesn't.
Correct. And I can't express that point enough, because as the community, this is one of the most important things you can be doing. If you're not a developer, you're not a writer, you don't have some of the tools that we can use, on the website or on the DApp or in development, that's okay, right? Because now is the time that we can use everyone's help regardless of their skill set. And that is getting as many folks to know about our platform and prepare them for listing in a couple of weeks. And again, that doesn't need to be NFT projects that already exist. That's great if there's NFT projects that already exist. I know Gorilla Pimp Squad is very interested in listing with us, among a handful of others that I've been in contact with. But again, your own artistic friends, any artists that you know in your life, they don't have to know anything about NFTs. They just need to know NFTs exist, and we have a way to help them get started in that. And that's something literally everyone in the community can be doing. And by the time we're ready to launch, if we have this nice launch day, we do a $10,000, $15,000 marketing campaign to let the world know this marketplace exists. But at the same time, there's 50, 100, 150 new NFT projects listed. Well, they're marketing us and we are marketing them. It's symbiotic, right? If you want people to buy your NFT, but that NFT is listed on the Many Worlds marketplace, we just end up in the circular marketing pattern by getting new NFT projects to join us on the Many Worlds marketplace. We grow that way. That's probably the core and most important part. Yeah, we'll have billboards. We're going to put up billboards. We're going to put up banner ads. We're going to do the traditional classic crypto marketing style for this marketplace, but I really believe that just getting people to list is going to be way, way more effective from a marketing standpoint. So choose scripts. How much does it cost to list an NFT? That is free, my friend. It will cost absolutely nothing to list an NFT. You will have to pay the gas to mint. We were going to go with the gasless system, but I think that's going to be a let's do that later feature because I don't want to delay this anymore. I want this marketplace out. I want it functional, and I want people able to use it. So the customization platform, the gasless feature, those things could be tagged on later. But yeah, to list will cost you nothing. Fees are 2% of the purchase of an NFT. So if you mint an NFT, you pay the gas. You list the NFT, you pay nothing. Someone buys the NFT for, say, 1 BNB, right? 2% of that, 2% gets distributed, right? Half of which goes to the level 4 rewards, and the other half goes into the marketplace DAO. The remainder goes to the creator of the NFT based on their distribution that they set up. Because remember, in our system, you can do profit sharing and you can do royalties. So royalties and profit sharing, you set up your NFT how you want it to be. So for instance, you build an NFT with 5 people. You want 3 of those people to participate in profit sharing on the first sale, but 2 of those people will have persisting royalties for the lifetime of the NFT. You set that up as you mint, and all of that process is free aside from gas, but we're on the Binance Smart Chain, so that gas is virtually meaningless. When someone buys, 2% gets distributed, as I explained, half to the level 4, half to the DAO, and the remainder gets distributed based on those royalties and profit sharing agreements that you had listed when you first minted the NFT. So that is the process for the marketplace.
There we go. And I think we have one question from Isawu, who's, whenever you're ready, you can unmute and have a way.
The suggestion trees for the tattoo competition, will they be turned into NFTs for the Mini Worlds marketplace also?
Totally up to the artist. But yes, that is my intent. Our intent is that the Many Worlds catalog will list everyone's entries if they want. However, the winner will have the honor of being the first listed, and they will probably receive like a highlighted spot for a couple of weeks, something like that. It's not fully fleshed out yet, but something along the lines of the winner gets the first listing plus a highlighted spot in the marketplace for a few weeks. But then any other artist that did submit to the Many Worlds for the competition can be listed as an NFT within the Many Worlds catalog. That is the intent, yes.
Did that cover off all your questions, Isa?
Yes, that was it. Thank you very much.
No worries.
Of course. I'm so sorry to do this, but I do have to hop to that meeting. I love you all very much. Thank you for your support as always. I'll let Tan and Matt wrap things up as I head over there. Thank you, everyone.
Right on. Thank you, Human. Does anybody else have any other questions before we wrap up?
Thanks, Human.
Look, chat, see anything? Right on. Well, it was a really informative AMA, and I want to thank everybody for jumping on and joining us again. We will resume on the normal Monday schedule on the 2nd of May. And again, thank you everybody for joining us for our AMA. This is a great one, and it will be available. I guess you guys can hear my daughter talking as well. So don't forget to follow us on our YouTube and our Twitter, and the AMA will be available on YouTube and our Discord, discord.gg/manyworldstoken. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us. Talk to you soon.